are back, and Metallica is back on top of the music world. Hi, Rachel Perry here to give you a crash course on the brand new #1 album, Death Magnetic. It marks a radical departure for the band, as it comes on the heels of a series of albums that often failed to please both music critics and even Metallica's biggest fans. But with a new producer on board and a conscious decision to take a step forward by leaping 20 years back, Metallica have rediscovered the sound that made them metal superstars.
Death magnetic, pulling closer still, fear thy name, annihilation.
That's the album's closing track, My Apocalypse, and as you might have heard right there, the song's lyrics inspired Death Magnetic's title. It's also a good example of what you'll get throughout the album. Masterful riffs from Kirk Hammett, pounding drums from Lars Ulrich, and of course, James Hetfield's trademark growl.
Beat our chest, every move we trace, hunt you down without mercy, hunt you down all night very long, yeah.
Death Magnetic also marks the first Metallica album to feature the bass playing of Robert Trujillo, former member of Suicidal Tendencies and Ozzy Osbourne's band. Also, the first time that the band has worked with iconic rap and rock producer Rick Rubin, who's made classic albums with everyone from the Beastie Boys and Red Hot Chili Peppers to Johnny Cash and Slayer. The bearded one takes over for producer Bob Rock, whose work with Metallica includes big hits like these.
Exit light, wherever I may roam, and nothing else matters.
Excellent songs. But Bob Rock also oversaw the album's Load and Reload, which found Metallica leaning towards alternative rock, and Saint Anger, where their trademark guitar solos were pretty much non-existent. Both strategies turned off the band's most obsessive fans. Now, with Rick Rubin behind the board, James and Kirk let loose on their instruments with blistering solos, and the band has returned to making epic-length heavy metal. 7 of the 10 tracks on here clock in at over 7 minutes, something their hardcore fans will definitely appreciate. And the most expansive is the 10-minute instrumental riff fest known as Suicide and Redemption. Check out the wicked guitar right here. Death Magnetic features more than just a throwback sound for Metallica. Its artwork also revisits their heyday. It's the band's first release since the early 90s to include this iconic logo, the same one that graced their 4 classic 80s albums, Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Justice for All.
Born to push you around, better just stay down.
That's The Day That Never Comes, the first single from Death Magnetic and one of only 2 songs on the album that ease the old foot off the gas pedal. So in a year when change is the word on the tip of every tongue, Metallica are no different, except, of course, that for them, change means revisiting the sound that shot them to stardom in the first place. Well, I guess sometimes old dogs don't need to learn new tricks. They just have to be reminded of the original ones. And that's your crash course on Metallica's 9th studio album, Death Magnetic. Now, if the riffs and solos haven't sold you, maybe the cool coffin artwork that cuts through the cover and liner notes will, huh? Class dismissed.
Forevermore.